That's all right. We are on lap 2 out of 6. Racing Oyster Baron trying to wreck us. Oh gosh, Oyster Baron put us into. Hello and welcome back to Wreckfest. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host with the most, TheChronicToast, and we're diving right back into our Career Championships series, and specifically we're taking a look at the Pro Internationals. Now, right now, we have a racing series that we are halfway through the Outlaw Onslaught. Pretty excited about that. We're currently in position 2 of the standings, which is awesome. We are right behind Playing Games with the Fat Boy NL, catching up from behind, and Oyster Baron slowly trying to close the gap, but most likely being a little bit too far out of the race runnings, at least as of right now, to take second or third place away from us. Right now, it's between Playing Games, myself, and third place with Fat Boy NL. Now, we're going to be diving on in. We're going to be continuing to drive the Hunter Panther as we go into the 5th race of this series. Now, normally with these 8-race series, we've been trying to carry them into a single episode, which has worked when they've only been 3 laps. Each of these races is 6 laps. They're getting longer and longer and longer. That's all part of the adventure, all part of the fun, and we're going to see what we can do to make that work. So here we go with the 5th race at Boulder Bank Circuit, main route reverse, 6 laps, grid size 24, single heat session. Now, of course, the options here are realistic damage. You want to make sure that is the most dangerous thing out there is contact with the environment and other cars. Sometimes that works in our favor. Not being as aggressive sometimes allows you to be a bit more conservative and survive the race rather than finishing a lot higher just on racing heritage. Now, that being said, that's why we're not in first place. So we're going to be working through this here. We're going to take a look at the event. We're going to see what our actual difficulty settings are for those that are just joining in or want a refresher. And so for the difficulty settings, we have custom, automatic, half off, half an expert, and the tune on this car is relatively stiff. The gear ratio is long. You can see the acceleration is 10. The top speed is 9.6. The differential is a limited slip, and the brake balance is switched to the rear so that we can hopefully get the car to turn, which is always, always awesome. Now, this track does have a crossover. We have to be cautious of this. 76% gravel, 24% tarmac, and this particular car loves to slide rather than going forward. Oyster Baron's back there trying to get some points. Of course, we've got Cabola up here in a Wild King. We'll see how this goes. Oh, gosh. Ladies and gents, I mistook how well the brakes are supposed to work on this. Oh, gosh. So much chaos. This is not a good start. Right off the bat, this is a really bad start. Thankfully, we have all of our wheels for the most part. Oh, boy. Ladies and gents. Oh, gosh. Well, we still have all our wheels again, but, we're going to try to survive this race. This will be interesting. There's a lot of chaos and catastrophe right off the bat. Whew, we didn't even make it halfway through a first lap, and bad stuff has already happened. Cars are already wrecking out. Holy walk. Crazy, crazy shenanigans. Bad, bad news. But we're going to give it a good shot. Everything on our vehicle is red. The engine's on fire. Not great. Not great. I was going to say that, all we got to do is try to get in there under that corner to try to get, ahead of some of this traffic. But, of course, we ran into some rocks. Our brakes were not as good as I was hoping they would be. And at the end of the day, it did not end very well for us at all. As you can see there, our left rear wheel is trying to fall off. Thankfully, it's in one piece. All these cars are in the woods. Oh, my goodness. Lots of cross traffic, lots of danger noodle status. Somehow we are in 8th place. 7th place. And we haven't even finished lap 1. This is probably the most deadly that I've seen any of these races go. This is crazy. Somehow we're in 4th place. We're in 3rd place. Oh my goodness, golly gee whiz, what is happening? Wow. Usually these races are not this deadly. Apparently that turn 1 really, really caused a major series of events. And I may or may not have been involved with that, at least the cause of it. I probably was. But we're just not going to really say much about that. We're just going to try to, do our race and get through this and survive. And if we can pull off a 3rd place finish, that would be fantastic. 4th place, Riza is 36 37 seconds behind us. They're probably not able to catch up. Nope, they just got DNF. And second place is 8 seconds ahead of us. That's Schmore. And Oyster Baron, of course, is in first place, who we are racing for position. So you do got to keep our eyes out for that and to see how it goes. So with that, we're in second place with Oyster Baron. Oh boy. Ladies and there's Oyster Baron right there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try my best to catch up to Oyster Baron. They're 10 seconds ahead, 9 seconds ahead, 8 seconds ahead. I wonder if they got caught into stuff. We'll see. We're passing there. They're off the track. They're off the road. Unfortunate for them, but fortunate for us. This is not usually how these races go, but I'll take it. This is crazy, crazy, crazy. On to lap 3 of 6, and there's only 2 cars left, and it is just us. We have critical damage. I'm going to see how far we can get, and we're going to go from there, and we'll see what happens. So, catch back with you in here in a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, we went a little bit wide there, but we DNF'd with the first place, so that's interesting. You can see only 10 cars actually made it around the track. Oh, that was really, really bad. We had the fastest lap with 128.568. Oyster Baron, Schmore, and BB Crazy, and Yabahuma and Ryza finishing out the top 6. Playing games back there in 8th place. That was... I don't have words for that. Everyone's DNF'd, including myself. That was crazy. That was crazy. We got some really cool... Oh, man, Bandit Ripper V8. The Crimson over there. That's a really, really cool tire. But we'll see. Ladies and gents, sometimes things go well. Sometimes things go great. Sometimes they go weird. And I would argue that that race, that's not usually how it goes. That's kind of odd. That's awkward. But hey, it is what it is. And we are closing the gap. We are only 25 points away from playing games, it looks like, because of our first place finish. And we have pulled away by more than 100 points from Fatboy NL in second place. We're doing pretty good. So going into our 6th race for the Savalock Sandpit main route. This is a huge, huge rhythm track. We'll see if we can pull this down and make this complete. This should be a lot of fun. 74% gravel, 26% tarmac, 24 grid size, 6 laps. Let's dive on in, shall we? Oh, yeah. I'm excited. This should be a lot of fun. What do we got going on? I think we're going to start here in the middle of the pack like we usually do. Oh, man. Watch those rear wheels kick on up. There it is. And we are off. We're going to try to get on the inside here, recognizing that the cars up here are going to check up a little bit. We don't want to get put into the wall too much. I don't want to run through people either. That's not my goal. Shores went a little bit wide there. Everyone is going wide here as well. Playing games up here. We are racing them for position. It's between ourselves. Basically, playing games and myself, we are racing to see who can get enough points squared away to get this race buttoned on up. Now, I got to be careful on going through here because there's a lot of cars behind us. They're going to take advantage of any mistakes we have. We have a lot of sideways action, and this car likes to get sideways rather than going forward. It looks pretty cool, though. It's oversized fender flares up there. I like it. I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun. Here we go. The pack ahead of us. 3 cars, 1 through 3. Fat Boy, someone else in playing games are a little bit faster than us. That's all right. We're going to do what we can to work through this. Master Yoda's up there. Golly gee whiz. Master Yoda is not a fan of us. Playing games, losing it, spinning around. Might have gotten away with keeping that position. We'll see how that goes. Right now, that means we are gaining points on that individual. Master Yoda up here with the Rammer, a solid all-around car. If you ever get the chance to purchase one here in game, the first purchase I would ever pick up is going to be the Rammer. It is a solid choice. It is very reliable, as I've said many, many times. It is very consistent in its handling, and so the car is not going to surprise you with any weird goofiness that's going on. Oh gosh, of course, go wide. We let all the traffic pass us. Not good. Not good. We got to claw our way back up again. But it is a multi-series race here. We've got a few extra laps to go. Fat Boy running up there. Unfortunately, we could not stop in time, but we got a little rear end action going in. That's all right. It is. Hang in there, buddy. Oh, man, Fat Boy going off the track, coming across and collecting us into the wall. There's Oyster Baron trying to catch up. Oh, boy. Ouch. Schmore just smacked us real good. Knocked the whole car out of alignment. Pancake the right-hand side. Not what you want to see. Not a lot of fun. There is definitely some accidents here going on in these corners. That's all right. We are on lap 2 out of 6. Racing Oyster Baron. Trying to wreck us. Oh gosh, Oyster Bear put us into. Oh, I just want to get turned around without getting smacked. Her right rear is just hammered hard. That's not good. Oh, that's bad. Oyster Bear putting us into the wall backwards into that hard, heavy equipment over there that is not going to yield at all. Forklifts and front lifts and things like that. Front end loaders, yeah, they're not going to be very friendly things to crash into. So we're going to start digging our way back towards the front again. Position 12. Master Yoda's up front 13 seconds ahead. We have some digging to do. Catch on up. We have Warsag up here with that Wingman. Always a classic car. These are very, very tough cars in game too. And they look pretty good when they deform too. These big, giant side body panels. It looks pretty darn awesome. It looks pretty darn good. Car is all Cattywampus. Pretty sure the body is shifted on the chassis. That's what it feels like anyway. The handle's a little bit weird because that's the thing that happens here in game is the body can get damaged too, but the wheels, their attachment points, can sometimes shift if you get hit hard enough or hit in certain areas, and it does impact the way the car handles. It does impact the way in which the wheels touch the ground and where they connect and so on and so forth. And yeah, it's not always super great in terms of handling. Sometimes it makes it worse, very rarely, but occasionally it makes it better. So, sometimes you'll hear that in NASCAR where it's like, yeah, the car was, pulling to one side a little bit, then I tapped the wall and just fixed the problem. And, it is what it is. Here we are, we're pedaling. We got a huge gaggle of cars up here from 10th place as we're going into the last third of this race. Lap 4 of 6, we are down in engine power based on damage. Our handling is crap. Our brakes are crap. But if we can get ahead of these 4 cars, we're going to be put into position where suddenly we're in 5th or 6th place, which I'm pretty excited about. So we have a few laps to make that happen. We're just going to keep working on them. We're going to keep getting closer and closer and trying to close that gap, take advantage of any opportunities that arise from mistakes that these drivers up here end up pulling through. They are racing side by side. They are going through and getting a little bit of recklessness going on. So there is a chance we can get up there and hopefully challenge Shores for the position. Now, they are on relatively good hit points, so there is unfortunately that situation where we can't hope as much just for them getting taken out based on running into obstacles or each other, but we can slowly work our way back up through here if the car would handle. We got a really bad hop there with that limited suspension. Ryza up there, braking a little bit. Oh boy, we spun them out, which is good. We're up here in 9th place, working on Road 85. Master Yoda is gone with 17 seconds. I doubt we're going to be able to catch them. They are just eating up this track for breakfast. We go around this corner. Not much for Rex here on this particular part of the track. It's on the second half of the track where we're seeing a lot of problems. Oh boy, through the fence post. Right front is loose. Not good. Oh, our engine is now officially red because we drove through the fence post. Oh, not good. Not good. I don't think it's on fire yet, but the car is definitely not very happy. The car is definitely not very happy in terms of the handling department. It is not a symmetrical handling pattern, let me put it that way, especially going off jumps. The suspension is, it's not great. But we're going to make do with what we can. We're going to see if we can't get a few more positions. I am not excessively hopeful right now. Here is probably the best location where we can probably make up some stuff. We just passed a road there, but unfortunately, their car looks to be in relatively good condition. So we'll see what happens. We've got Georgian up there. The car does not want to turn. We're going to hang a right here. Tap the brake to kind of get that to settle. Oh gosh, someone just got wrecked hard. There's Shores getting pushed around by Georgian, which is awesome. Yeah. And just like that, we're in 6th place, chasing down Kabola the Dane. If we can catch him, that'll be pretty good. A top 10 finish, a top 5 position is going to be good. There's a huge points drop off between 5th and 6th place. And I'd like to get there if we can. It's going to be a tall order with this being lap 6, however. And competition, we're really close behind us. We've got ourselves a poor handling car. Does not want to go. There's really not much to work with, unfortunately, right off the bat because of the suspension setup on this and the fact that it is a drift mobile. But we're just trying to hang on to the 6th place position if we can. So going off jumps to begin with this car is a little sketchy, right? It's not always going to work out that well. But going off jumps with the suspension is even worse. See that right front occasionally when we do land is just flapping about. It's not great. It's not great. Just trying to get around these cars and get some forward momentum going. staying out of all that danger noodle stuff back there. We've got a huge gap on the Georgian. I think we have firmly secured 6th place unless we really, really mess this up. Fingers crossed there's no weird random wrecks in the way. We're good so far. We just got to make this left-hand turn up here. Get around this corner, power on down. We'll be okay. So there we go. Look at our car. Holy gee whiz. Holy wash. Isa, what a mess. 12.022 seconds is almost a full second off the pace of the Oyster Baron, who's had a really, really fast rated car with that Starbase 259. That car has been screaming on by. So we'll see where we are in the standings. I'm not optimistic, but I'm hoping that we can close the gap a little bit here. And it looks like we have not. We are now 40 points behind. That is going to be a little bit to overcome. We've got 2 races left to go. Sandstone Raceway, the alternate route reverse. This is going to have the big loop-de-loop, and it's going to be effectively a crossover. This is going to be an interesting race, ladies and gentlemen, because this is very much a rhythm track. It is fairly high speed, and when things go wrong, they go catastrophically wrong here on this track. So it's just a matter of if the AI can keep it together or if it's going to be a bit more dangerous. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. We've got all sorts of people up there. Wild King up there. Yeah. We're going to do what we can. My goal, six lap race. Stay fairly clean if we have the option. And I don't really want to get run off the track, but I also want to make it around and clear some of this traffic in the back and really get onto some open air closer to the front. We're in 6th place. Roglog has generally seemed to be a pretty good racer. But again, up here, hammer the brake, left-hand side, slide around. There it is. And Wurzleg's been pretty good. It's hard to be as aggressive, at least in the corners, with a wingman. Though, they definitely can't push your car around. Oh, gosh. You went a little hot into that corner. A little hot indeed. But they've got a very heavy car. And brakes and corner. There it is. Got to watch out for that outside retaining wall. Oh, man. All right, Wurzleg. That was not my intention to cause problems. I was just trying to get through the corner there. Apparently, they did not like that in the wingman. Just, nope, get off me. And then they tried to push me off the road here, sure. Here's technically this crossover point. It's not really one with how this track is set up, but it can be if cars get a little bit wide. You see someone already lost a wheel. Someone's already out of the race. Not fantastic. We are here in 8th place, and we are losing ground on playing games we are desperately trying to catch up to. But we're going to do what we can. Someone tried to go for the kill there. Run us off the track. Where's Zug over there? Oh, boy. Interesting choices. Fat Boy NL is up here as well. Our car has seen better days. Our engine is still good, but unfortunately our shocks and our brakes are not. So thankfully there's not that many jumps here. You know, brutal jumps. Usually these are pretty soft jumps. Unfortunately, what you just saw is what happens when your shocks start to go. You hop a bit more. Thankfully our gearbox and our transmission are still good. Or they're the same thing. Gearbox and engine. Words are hard. As I've said before when you're trying to race, Wurzleg just is not going to let this go. You're just not going to let this go, are you, buddy? Our car is very, very, very bad right now. Golly, Wurzleg. Gosh. They're just not happy with us. They're turning us into a pancake. Now, admittedly, that last little one might have been a little bit my fault, but that's all right. We're just going to let that slide. Looks like Fat Boy NL is having a bad day up there. And, of course, our car is in a really, really bad spot. Oh, wow. It's not great, ladies and gentlemen. It's not great. So, as we've talked about a few other times, what are your thoughts here on the Hunter Panther as a car? Have you had a chance to drive it? What do you think is cool about this? What do you think is frustrating about this? And is it an underrated car? My initial assumption is that, yes, it is an underrated car. Is it going to give you the best situation for a lot of leaderboards in terms of like seeking that last time and that lap record? I don't think so. I don't think it's a high enough rated car to really make that sort of push, that sort of fame, as it were, or notoriety. But in general, as an overall handling car, it's pretty consistent. I'm pretty happy with it. And every time I race it, I generally know how it's going to react for the most part. And it slides and drifts so effortlessly. It's a lot of fun. So let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts are about this car. And if you like it, cool. If not, what could you change more about this? But more importantly, what do you think would be a better car compared to the Hunter Panther for the style of things that the Hunter Panther is going to do? I'm not necessarily talking about the Venom or anything else like that, which is just a straight up better vehicle. But as far as the drift machine goes, are we talking about the Rocket RX or are we talking about a few other things? What are your thoughts? Please post them in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you think about this car and some of its competition. So as we're diving in through here, we got some cars going off the tracks. We're in second place. We're chasing playing games, it looks like. Not really sure where everyone else is. Looks like they've kind of fallen off the wayside. But we're going to do what we can to catch up, and we're going to see how that goes. So, fingers crossed. Ladies and gentlemen, as we're coming around this final corner to take the checkered flag, we are in second place. It's only myself and playing games that managed to finish this race. So keep that in mind. A little bit here is a bit of warning. You know, while I love the increased damage of a lot of the realistic settings here, for these longer lap races where it's 6+ laps, a lot of the car chaos becomes a bit more of survival rather than just winning. Now, keep in mind here, playing games is a faster car than us and obviously is probably one of the best AI racers here in this series so far. They've been consistently near the front end. We're losing time on them already. We just lost 20 points as a result in the standings. But, you know, keep that in mind for the style of game that you want to play. Now, we're going in here into the last and final race. Now, the standings-wise, playing games is 580. We're 520. We're 60 points behind. So they need to finish downwards about 18 or lower in positions, and we need to win in order to have a chance to begin overcoming this particular win setup. So we'll see how this works. Savalock Sandpit short route reverse back around the other way. 82% gravel, 18% tarmac. Grid size is 24. Let's see how it goes and if we are going to get lucky on this. Either way, this has been an exceptionally crazy set of tracks with this car, especially with the Hunter Panther. It's been a lot of fun. This thing is an absolute blast to drive. I really, really enjoy this car, even though it's not necessarily one of the best rated cars in multiplayer play in terms of just the amount of fun you can have. It's a blast. So here we go. We're trying to work our way around here. Someone is already getting mad up there. It's all right. Sharp right-hand corner. Here it is. Feather the throttle, feather the throttle. There we go. A little bit more, and hammer down. Let that back and step out a little bit, and we're going to the left-hand side here. Everything is reversed around. Here it is. Watch out for Fat Boy spinning around and landing. Oh, a little bit too much rotation. Get off this side there and hammer down, hammer down. We're going to get turned around by Wurzik. Yep. He remembers us from the previous few races. Not fantastic, and now they're a rival, so they're even more aggressive towards us, which is not going to be very, very helpful to us. But this is a shorter track. This is, of course, the short route, lap 2 out of 6. Oh, lots of traffic, lots of congestion here. Already got ourselves damaged pretty hard there. Wurzik is trying to catch up to us. Not great, not good. But we're going to try to get through here. We're going to try to get over this hump right here and get that right-hand side. A little bit less of a jump. There it is, a little bit not so much throttle. We're going to try to catch up to Roglog. Playing Games is right behind us in 3rd place. And Roglog is up here in 4th, or first. Now remember, we have to win, and Playing Games basically has to finish 18th or worse. And it's a very unlikely scenario based on how well Playing Games has been racing. Now, we'll see what happens. We're already halfway through this race, and oh, there they are. They're going up here. They've already passed us for 2nd place. We're now battling for them. We're going to try to spin them out if we can, because why not? Yeah. Nope, they're just a heavier car than we are. Oh, we got them tipped over. That might give us a chance. We'll see. We'll see. Now, remember, we've talked about, spinning cars out, pit maneuvering them and whatnot is entirely something that is feasible in this particular championship that we've talked about doing for ourselves. Now, that being said, once we finish this whole series and go on to the next professional series, all bets are off. Everything is fair game, and we'll see how that goes, because that's going to be a little bit of an adventure. Oh, and there it is. We now have 1st place. We at least have one part of our adventure squared away. We have one part squared on up and set up for success. The question is now, simply put, where is Playing Games going to finish? Are they going to be finishing back in 18th or worse? I am hopeful, but realistically speaking, yeah, you can see they're back and forth. Unless something really catastrophically happens, I don't think it's going to work. Plus, I think I'm seeing enough cars that are already wrecked out here on the track that they are most likely, even if they do wreck right now, they're not going to be far enough back for it to count. But we're going to keep racing. We're going to do what we can to get this win under our belt, make sure that this stays something that we can be proud of, which I think is going to be a case. We've raced through a huge series on realistic damage against some really good AI and racing through some crazy scenarios and situations. And it's working out well as we're coming into the home stretch. Schmore is right behind us, and Playing Games is in third. It's not going to be enough. And with that, oh gosh, ladies and gents, I've made a mistake. I've made a mistake. That was not the final lap. That was not the final lap at all. Oh, what a way to end this series. Oh, man. Well, so much for having our dignity, as it were. Oh, boy. What a schmuck. Well, this is what happens when you get a little bit too overconfident. It's kind of like watching some of those old marathons where people are cycling or whatever and they celebrate a little too early before they cross the finish line. Yeah, that was it. I just went full send as fast as I could for that last, cross across the finish line, and it did not end well. Rise it. Oh gosh, I tried to block him. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, we're not just losing, we're losing badly. Oh gosh. What an embarrassing, what an embarrassing end to a relatively good racing series. There's like nothing left in my car or my driver. Oh my gosh. Wow. There it is. There's the final finish line. Oh, what a painful situation. Where did we finish? Second, third? That's the question. We'll see. We'll see. Second place with all that horribleness. 555 out of 800 points. Not too shabby, not too bad. This has been a series that I really enjoyed. 1735 out of 2600, which is pretty darn good. Now, we have unlocked the rest of the stuff back here, which has some really unique and interesting challenges, which we'll be diving into next time around. This should be a lot of fun. I'm going to really enjoy that as well. So, as always, thank you very much for watching the second portion of that series. It's been an absolute blast. It's been an absolute pleasure, especially since I got to do some really embarrassing mistakes there at the very end, and you all got a good laugh, hopefully, out of the shenanigans. So, as always, thank you much for watching. It's been awesome, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.